Man, shout out to everybody out there at the Core Plantation. Be back black in the building. Shout out to the homegirl Shawnee. Philly in the building. Shout out to the homegirl Erica. Florida's in the building, aka Florida. Shout out to my brother James Youngblood. Texas in the building. Shout out to my brother David from No Compromise. Joe's in the building. Shout out to everybody in Vegas. I'll forget your name. Because I'm just trying to get this out without laughing. The Great Bust. Wow. What happened to the Lakers in them last night, man? We're going to get on it today because I don't never really talk about sports, but we're going to talk about it in a different context. Let's get it. Man. I'm up here drinking this moringa tea. About to start warming up. But anyway. My bad, y'all. Drinking this tea. I'm trying not to laugh. Man, what in the hell is the Lakers doing? The Great Bust. See, they talked all that madness about Darvin Ham. It was so many people talking about Darvin Ham. Oh, he's not a good coach. It's so, you know what is so funny, man? It's very different when it's a coach that, has played and had a different type of impact. JJ Redick wasn't shit when he was in the NBA like that. He the reason why Chris Paul and them couldn't get over the hump. Man. He's supposed to be a pure shooter. Man. And with his non-defense playing ass. See, this is what they get, in my personal opinion, for conspiring behind the general public's back and making it seem like they're just doing a podcast together and nothing else is going on. Like, I don't want to hear that shit, man. Then y'all do a podcast together. LeBron, stop the acting. You lost. You're 40 years old. You tired. Retire. Enjoy your life. You're up a Billy and relax and enjoy your life. Go, get together with some owners so you can buy you a team and do what you need to do, because this is awful. And see, this is what happens. See, you're going to be like, damn, well, you'll never talk about sports. You know why I'm talking about sports? Because Darvin Ham, the way they treated him, I just didn't like that. Tell him to his face, look, man, this shit ain't working out. Like, man, we got to practice more. We got to do this. They waited till the man got fired and then up here talking about, well, we didn't really practice that much and he kind of just let us do whatever and he was restricting my minutes. Well, we saw what happened when your minutes are not restricted and you up here playing the whole damn second half. So that's what you get. Like Byron Scott said, LeBron should be the coach. I don't feel bad for the Lakers organization. I don't feel bad for Jeannie Buss. I don't like the way that they handled the Magic Johnson situation. I'm not really a fan of Rob Pelinka. I don't like shit like that. Don't come in there and be devious and vindictive and spiteful and sinister about the situation as if you know better. Now, I wonder if they're going to fire the people that they fired. You fired Darvin Ham and talked all that shit about him. Oh, I'm going to love this. This is going to be a long summer because they done went fishing. I'll go even further to say, man, I think a lot of these teams have conspired. In my personal opinion, a lot of these teams have conspired. The owners probably have conspired to get TNT off of TV. Because Shaq, Charles Barkley, Kenny, they were very critical of the Lakers. Because the Lakers, it was hype. It was all hype. It was nothing but a bust. Just a bust. It's awful. They didn't even try to put up a fight. And Minnesota didn't even play that great last night. That's what I was like, wow. Didn't have nothing to say, huh? So that's what the GOAT looked like, right? I'll take the GOAT from 1998 hitting the game-winning shot at the free throw line against Brian Russell in Utah. I'll take that as my GOAT. I ain't going to take nobody politicking, playing games. Oh, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to give him the Kanye shrug. But really, I don't like Darvin Ham, so get him out of there. Nah, oh well. Isn't that ironic? They did Russell Westbrook out of line. He's still playing, and they are not. If the Denver Nuggets advance and the Lakers don't, I'm going to really be laughing. Really. ESPN was going in on them. I'm not going to be as lenient. JJ Redick, you're a fucking dumbass. You just shouldn't be coaching, and you're entitled. And you wasn't shit in the NBA. You was just a regular player. You weren't no all-star. You wasn't no superstar. You just got the complexion for the protection, and that's why they're going to show you their affection for you and try to protect you as much as they can. But you can have a great season, but look at what happened. I bet you Nico Harris is probably laughing his ass off. Oh, I know he's probably like, and that's why I got rid of him. Luka, you don't play defense at all. You are the great white hype. You don't play any defense. LeBron James cannot play against power forwards and centers. That's just not, he's never done that. And I was like, what are they doing? And why did he play them all those minutes? See, here's what happens when you're dealing with the system of racism, white supremacy. They're the masters of confusion. So they had everybody thinking that Darvin Ham was the problem. Now, all these naysayers that thought that, oh, it isn't, it's Darvin Ham. You know, we got JJ Redick now. Yeah, that's what you get. And now you guys are certified, bona fide losers. And if this is what today's GOAT looks like, I'll just stick with Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Straight up. Oh, and by the way, that was a narrative that they were pushing because I went into 3 major shoe stores. I didn't see a LeBron jersey or shoe anywhere in sight. But you know what I saw? I saw Michael Jeffrey Jordan shoes everywhere. His jersey, his image, his likeness, everywhere. And that's what they don't like, in my personal opinion, because I don't think Michael Jordan was as nice and as much of a politician as LeBron is. I think if Jordan didn't really like you, he's just going to tell you he don't really like you. That's the difference in that era, the 80s, 90s era, than this era. This era, oh, yeah, we fuck with each other, really. Yeah, we don't really fuck with each other, but we're going to pretend like we fuck with each other. No. You know, I got love for LeBron James and his family, and I think he's done an incredible job, you know, keeping his family together and all those things. But when you get on these corporate plantations, do not let the dominant society use you as a tool. And the way they did that, you had all those black podcasts, but you want to go do a podcast with JJ Redick and Steve Nash. So you don't have the Knuckleheads podcast. You don't have all the Smoke podcasts. You don't have the podcast with Kevin Garnett. You don't have Out the Mud podcast. You got all these podcasts. You don't want to do the podcast, but you want to do one with JJ Redick. As if JJ Redick is so special. Stop. Y'all saw how he did, man. JJ Redick got such a bad attitude. And he was so mad. Oh, because you think I'm inexperienced? That reporter was nice because I'd have been like, yeah, you are inexperienced. That's why I'm asking you this question. Never conspire with the dominant society against another FBA. You just don't do that. You know, it just, why do that? For what? Then you guys both lose. Now they're both losers, and now everybody's just kind of looking around. That type of shit. Oh, y'all thought y'all was going to get Luka and everything. I was laughing. Charles Barkley was right the whole time. He's like, that don't make them no better. They're still not a good team. And that's what you get for holding these secret meetings and playing all these corporate politic bullshit games, man. I've been down that road. I've seen it. That's why I'm very anti-corporate. I hated how they would do employees. I just didn't like that shit to this day. You know, you go on your corporate plantation job. This is the advice I would give everybody. Go read this book by Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, The Wealth Choice. He talks so much about basically FBAs and black Americans and how we get treated at these corporations and how we always have to spin off and go do our own thing because we don't get treated well. And then there's always that racial showcase and confusion. And what it is LeBron. Oh, well, you know, so you wasn't man enough to tell a black man, like, look, man, this shit ain't really working out, dog. Let's go up there and have a meeting. No, you want to do the Kanye shrug like you ain't had nothing to do with it. Then you bring JJ Redick in as if he's some mastermind. It was so funny. I heard from several people, dominant society people. Oh, well, Darvin Ham wasn't nothing. Oh, Darvin Ham, huh? Oh, you see how they loathe to blame to just blame a black person for everything. Oh, well, he went, okay, well, then what's the issue now? Oh, now you're going to say he was inexperienced? Darvin Ham was inexperienced too. That was his real, fresh coaching job. No, the problem is, in my personal opinion, LeBron is a great player, but he has been around the dominant society way too long. And you're too great to be acting the way you act and doing all the sucker shit that you do. It's just basketball, right? And like having this sinister smirk on your face. And it's kind of like, that's the difference. Kobe would have tore that locker room up. And a lot of people are not fans of Kobe, but Kobe would have tore that locker room up. And he would have told J.J. Redick, I don't give a fuck if they fire you or not. Fuck all this. We better practice. We better do this. That's the difference. See, it's become decadent. See, the Kobe's, the Jordans, the Magic, all them, they going to tell you how they feel. They going to tell you what they don't like. They going to tell you what they like. This generation is politicking, smiling, and acting like we friends and all this other shit. And see, when you do it at the behest of the dominant society, like, oh, like it's going to get you something, like, no, I don't like how LeBron and them did that. That's just my point of view. I didn't like what they did. That was great acting. You do a podcast with J.J. Redick, and he's drawing up plays like he's just some super genius. As if you're reinventing the wheel. And then look at what happened come playoff time. He was acting worse than Martin when he was at court for that ticket. And Martin started going crazy. My mommy said he's worse than that. He didn't know what he was doing. He probably didn't even know where he was at. Because coaching ain't for everybody. And just because you play in the NBA don't mean you're going to be a great coach. And just because a person is part of the dominant society don't mean that doesn't mean they're going to be so much greater than the black person. Stop. LeBron James, you out of line. You up here hyping up this dominant society motherfucker. Didn't he come from Duke? You know, Duke. Coach K and all the bullshit. Yeah, I've never liked Duke, period. I just never liked those schools like that. This is what happens. See, you like, Warren, what you mean? No, they did Magic out of line. Magic saw a lot of shit he didn't like. You know what I'm saying? And every time Magic wanted to... Look, let me tell you, that's two white coaches that don't know what the fuck they doing. They got fired. Luke Walton's lazy ass. He was awful in the NBA. Garbage. And he got the coach. They didn't even want to fire him. They just let him leave. Oh, we decided to part ways. Because he white. And I think Magic Johnson learned really fast that Jeannie Buss ain't really his friend. That was just an act, and she's going to always go with the side of the dominant society, because when Magic wanted to fire Luke Walton, somebody white had to be in there. That's why Magic was like, why somebody white got to be here every time? That's okay. And I shout out to Magic for giving Minnesota props. Shout out to Anthony Edwards and all of them. And look, Vegas won. All the money was on Lakers, and everybody was putting it on the Lakers, and Minnesota won. See, the dominant society is not only the masters of confusion. What they will often do is inflate your ego as if you are part of their society. And then when they're done, they'll step back and allay you. And then you're going to fall flat on your face. And then they're going to be like, man, you better get up. That's what they do. Don't think for a second that they your friend. See, LeBron James should have just been straightforward. Nah, I think we should do good with J.J. Redick. Let's give him a try. You know, sometimes it's good to switch things up. Man, you the spokesman of the NBA type shit. You the face of the NBA, and you the face of the Lakers. But no, they thought they was going to get Luka Doncic's old ass. That's why Nico Harris probably laughing his ass off like, yep, that's what you get. He's exactly what we thought he was. That's why we got rid of him. That's what they get, man. I don't feel bad for the Lakers. I don't feel bad for LeBron. Stop aiding and abetting these dominant society to do this racial showcasing confusion and play all these games. As if J.J. Redick is some intellectual person that just knows so much about basketball. Okay, well then if you did, instead of you playing in the league, you should have been trying to coach from the beginning, because you was a piece of shit motherfucking NBA, if you ask me. He wasn't that great. He was okay, but it wasn't. When it was time to perform at the big dance, He was never. You can find Waldo and not find J.J. Redick. And J.J. Redick wasn't the best defensive player. He's just an arrogant, dominant society motherfucker that think they better than everybody and know more than everybody. This is what happens when you go along to get along and play that game with the dominant society. Never do that. We all play that fool once in time when we're younger. But LeBron James, you 40. You too old to be playing that game with these people. You already up $1 billion. Don't play that game with these people. If you didn't like Darvin, just say, look, bro, this ain't working. And look, we're going to go with J.J. Redick. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I just felt like LeBron could have done it a little different because you are the face of the NBA and you are the leader of that team. And you are a basketball guy. You the shit. This is what I don't like about LeBron. LeBron, you are the shit. You are that nigga. You scored 30,000 points. You've been in the league 20 years and still doing it. You ain't got to politic and play games and act for none of us. Be you. You ain't got to do that. If you didn't like Darvin Ham, you should have been like, nah, this shit ain't working. You ain't got to fake the funk and play no games, man. But like I said, the dominant society is the masters of confusion. And just go look up some J.J. Redick interviews the last couple of days. A motherfucker up there. That's why the dominance, when you don't earn it, it shows. And J.J. Redick did not earn it. He politicked his way into it. He used his complexion to get the affection. That's what he did. Up there gonna have a damn podcast and he up there drawing up plays. I'm like, what the fuck is LeBron doing? Then he do another podcast with Steve Nash. Steve Nash ain't one shit. The fuck you doing a podcast with him? You got Kevin Garnett. You got all these people out there that you got some interesting conversations with. You want to have with Steve Nash and motherfucking J.J. Redick? Man, Kobe Bryant probably turned over his game. Like, what the fuck is this motherfucker on? And everybody's different. But I'm just saying, don't be a tool for the dominant society because they break them when they done. I'm out. Guilty. Peace.